Yeah, really.
All right, welcome back, folks. I'm joined this evening by Jimmy Williams, Hank Allen, and Fred Valentine. We're just talking some baseball. While in West Palm Beach with the Washington Nationals, I caught up with MLB.com Nationals beat writer Jamal Collier. And here's his outlook on the upcoming season. All right, Jamal, we're down here, sunny Florida.
Oh, yeah.
Spring training again.
Yeah.
How many spring trainings is this for you, man?
Man, I'm getting up there. This
Yeah.
is my fourth spring training with the
Wow.
Nats. Entering my third season. I did a spring training before joining the Beat. So yeah, spring training number 4 for me.
Any differences, or is it pretty much the same?
Not a whole lot of differences. We're talking about basically the same team that's coming back for the Nats, but a couple new wrinkles. They're starting off in the mornings with the Circle of Trust meeting, which we've been trying to figure out exactly what that is. I'm working my way to get into the Circle of Trust and try to infiltrate. It's not going very well so far, but yeah, it's they're starting off with that Circle of Trust meeting. These practices have been shorter. Martinez is all about quantity over quality, or quality over quantity, I should say. Trying to get in and get out. And it's a hot sun out here, so you're not spending a whole lot of time able to get multiple things done at once. So a couple little things like that has kind of been going on, but so far so good. It was laid back and relaxed for even the previous manager so far, but it's even been more so. We've seen music playing.
More music.
And that's definitely been one change.
Yeah.
More music in the clubhouse and during stretches, and they've kind of one of the things that Dave has really embraced. He's let a different guy DJ every day.
What do they have to do different?
Well, they got to win. I mean, they obviously have got to put together the regular season that they've been having. They've got a lot of talent as a team, like you said, returning basically everybody back from that team that's won back-to-back divisions, won 97 games. The playoffs are hard, and it's a different animal and a different beast. And I think they've got a team right now, at least, that looks pretty good, and there's not a whole lot of holes that you can poke through. But when they get there in those games that are decided by a run or less, and we've seen obviously the Game 5 losses have all been by one run, I believe, at least the last couple. And I think that's the biggest key for them is to just get to that spot again and kind of have to go all out. They got to be healthy going into it. It's been a big thing to they've had injuries kind of here and there as well. But I think that's the biggest thing is getting back there and get another shot. These guys are hungry and obviously have tasted it and been close, and they want to get back there and get another shot at it.
And the depth seems to be there, right?
Yeah, I mean, they've got the depth, the guys at the top. We know the stars. They've got some guys in the minors. We saw those guys contribute. We just talked about them. And they've also shown that ability to go out and get somebody if they need it as well.
Any prediction from you?
And my predictions are terrible. You know this. So they're going to be a really good team, and I think that they should win the National League East.
It's just the key is just hitting in the clutch, pitching in the clutch, those kind of things
That's
when
all
you
you
get to the
gotta
playoffs. Right?
Yeah, and it's obviously it's got a long time to get there to see exactly what they have to do at the deadline or how these guys hold up or how healthy they are. But the Cubs and Dodgers are really good as well. And those teams, obviously, the Cubs made the Yu Darvish trade, and the Dodgers are bringing back pretty much their entire team that was stacked last year. So it's going to be tough again to get out of the National League. We've seen the teams getting better with the Cardinals and Brewers as well. But I think the Nats have a really good shot in this division. And once you win the division and get into the playoffs, we've seen anything kind of can happen.
All right. So any of those teams that you just mentioned, you think is the team that you're going to have to?
The Dodgers, to me, are still a favorite. I think the Cubs helped themselves out a lot with the Yu Darvish trade, and I think those teams right now seem to be like they're on one tier, and the Nats maybe a little bit below. But they're still a really good team, and I think right now they're definitely the favorites based off also what they've done the last 2 postseasons. But I think the Nats are right there as well. I would point to one of them.
Is Houston going back, or are the Yankees?
And the Indians as well. Remember, that team won 22 in a row and was really good, too. I mean, the top couple teams in the league right now seem to be separated from the rest of the baseball. I mean, you can look at those 6 and even maybe even throw the Red Sox in there as definitely kind of the class of the league. And you could probably even break them up into 2 different tiers as well.
All right. Looks like a really great 2018 season, right?
Should be fun.
All right. Thanks a lot. All right, that was Jamal Collier. You know him well, I'm sure. He's the beat reporter with MLB.com. Now, one thing I noticed with the Nationals clubhouse, they were very loose. The camaraderie was there. Music was playing. They're just having a good time in the clubhouse. But they're on a mission. They seem like they know they need to get past that first round this year. And what do you think, Hank? I mean, you're very familiar with them.
Well, I've covered them. They've been my club that I was assigned to.
You know, they know that they're good. They won their division, the last 3 years in a row, I think it's been. So they know they're good, and they've got, gee whiz, just about one of the better rotations in the game. They've got enough offense, and we all thought that they had enough to get them to the promised land, you know, last year. So this year we'll see. I just have a little misgivings about when the going gets a little tough, and maybe if there's some injuries here, injuries there, how they're going to get through that. Because last year when the pitching was kind of a little spotty and a little shaky there, you know, they were able to get through that without any complications at all. And so we'll see, because during the course of a year, you know, you always run into a little down period, or when things go a little wrong, and that will be testimony to what kind of club you got.
Fred, what do you think?
Well, based upon the last 3 years and based upon the end of this past year, I think the Nationals in the better shape this coming year than they've been overall, because they had terrific replacements.
Their depth
you know,
is
and the
really
fact of the injuries they went through, they brought some. They're gonna have a hard time getting rid of, sending out some of these young players.
You know what I say? Syracuse, that AAA team is going to be loaded.
It's going to be loaded. The only thing I'm concerned about is health. Just stay healthy. Stay out of the injuries, because that can bring any team down to the injuries. But overall, I'm hoping that the bullpen itself can settle down, because the rotation that they have now, the 5 starters, you know, they
solid.
They're solid.
Yeah.
They are good.
Yeah.
I can say that as far as I can see right now, they are probably the best in that division, best in the league. They won't have any problem. If they have any major problems, it'll come from the bullpen. They got enough offensive power and defensive power to do the whole thing.
All right. Let's hear what some of the players had to say down in West Palm Beach.
We came up short last year, but, you know, coming over here midway through the season, you know, it was a blast. I had a lot of fun. Love all the guys here. The locker room was great. You know, the managing was great. But we have a new manager this year with Davey. I know Davey pretty well too. But you know, at the same time, I just had a blast over here. Had fun playing the game. We win, and the locker room's full of great guys.
Manager has a different personality and brings something different to the table. Dusty last year was great. You know, bringing guys together, keeping things light. You know, and obviously he helped us win a lot of ball games. We're still, you know, this is day 2, so we're still getting a feel for Davey. But, you know, I'm sure it's going to be a lot of the same mentality. Everyone's looking to win, play hard, and get as far as we can.
My last 3 or 4 spring trainings have been a different manager for me. And the start off is a good start, good energy. Music's obviously a good thing for stretching, because obviously stretching is probably the worst thing of spring training, I think. But I feel like laid back, but good energy. Everyone's coming to work, and you can tell we're on a mission this year. Just by everyone walking in, everyone says it's a different feeling, and I agree.
Davey right off the bat told us, play your music. I want to hear music. I want to see you guys have a good time. I want to see you guys get loose. You know, that's awesome. We need something like that. We need to shake it up a little bit. You know, you know, just coming in here to spring training, obviously we all have that game plan. It's not one team trying to win the World Series. It's everybody's trying to win the World Series. You know, and that's why, you know, you got to be loose. You got to have fun. You got to enjoy this. From the years of playing it, it's just try to put too much excess pressure on yourself when you don't need it.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is coming into spring training healthy, getting ready to go, and, you know, just trying to maximize your abilities and, you know, be in the best shape you can once you do come to spring.
My first time in the playoffs is obviously exciting, and you want to do well. It wasn't the end result that we were looking for, so that adds some motivation coming into this year.
This year, I think guys have a sense of urgency going into the camp this year, and you know, being in the playoffs the past few years, you know, I was only here last year, but to be able to come up short in the first round a few times, I mean, that stings a little bit. You know, being with the Angels, I went to the playoffs quite a few times. We made it to the second round once, and you know, you get that close and you can taste it almost.
Core group here, such good veteran leadership here in the clubhouse. I think it's good that we have that continuity that comes back from the past few seasons, and I mean, a 97-win team just a year ago, and there's a lot to be excited about here moving forward.
They're going to see a lot of great things. I think that we're coming with some good talent coming up there, so they're going to see a lot. They're going to be happy with this year's baseball team.
Every year we're looking to win the World Series. I mean, that's our goal. We're going to win the World Series.
All right. Michael Taylor says we're going to win the World Series, but the bullpen makes a difference, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, you have to get into the situation where we can use the bullpen, and that's what we're hoping for. And a lot of concern about the fifth starter and the middle of the rotation, well, the back end of the rotation and the middle guys. But with that law firm we got there with Madsen, Doolittle, and Kinsler, we should be pretty good on paper. You know, but it's all about clutch hitting and just and making the plays at the right time, and people picking up each other at the right time. That's the main thing.
All right.
And winning the big one-run ball games.
Well, let's take another quick break, and coming up, we'll talk some college football with Bowie State quarterback Amir Hall. Back in a moment.